Hello, beautiful ladies. It's Monday. Exciting times. It's a fresh week, a fresh page, a fresh opportunity. Once you've got today over, you've got the worst bit done with. Hope you had a great weekend. I had a lovely weekend, a mixture of feeling incredibly old by going to Legoland with my teenage children, where we all felt very old, but it was our sort of nod to Legoland that will be the last time that we're going. Pretty much no social distancing. Said that it wasn't at capacity. Didn't really agree, but it was a good time. We had a good time, and then on Sunday I was doing tons of sort of work for the business and things like that, which is great. Anyway, to today, what am I going to talk to you today about? So today is all about help me stop the negative thoughts. So quite a few clients come to me really struggling with negative thoughts. So quite often people realise that there's something wrong when they start to recognise symptoms. So they're feeling anxious, they're feeling depressed, they're overthinking, they're nervous in situations that they wouldn't have been nervous about before. But those are all just the symptoms. And it's one thing producing strategies and things for them to do to help with the symptoms. But for me, the key part is the root cause. And of course, thinking negative thoughts is absolutely one of those. Let me just be clear. There is no such thing as being able to stop the negative thoughts coming in the first place. What we can do is the next best thing. What I work with clients to do, the next best thing is to process those thoughts appropriately. So I can stop negative thoughts in myself and other people about as successfully as you can stop all the rubbish coming into your email box, all the Bitcoin emails, all of the promotions that you don't actually really want, but you signed up to a competition about 1 million years ago and now have no clue and really can't be bothered to go through the whole unsubscribe stuff. Your thoughts will just hit you from various ways. They will be the little tiny nagging self-doubt voice. They will be sometimes the very loud self-doubt voice. They will be somebody saying something to you and you think, oh, is that true? Ooh, and start to question. All of those things are things that will hit you all the time. And what I teach clients to do is to imagine it's a beach ball. Okay, or if you're like me and you're not very good at catching a Terry's chocolate orange, my children think it's hilarious that when they threw a ball at me in the summer for me to catch, obviously not just lobbing balls at me, I couldn't catch it when I knew it was a ball, but as soon as they said, try and think of it a Terry's chocolate orange, all of a sudden, oh, okay, so I obviously can catch it when I really want to. Shell, I have negative thoughts sometimes. I can snap out of it sometimes and then other times I can't. Yes, absolutely. And it's about the processing bit. The processing bit is the bit that is really tricky. So, takes a bit of practice, but never, ever push your thoughts and feelings away, because all that will happen is they'll just get louder and louder and louder. So imagine that any negative thoughts, any self-doubt, anything like that is like a small person. It's like a small little child with very childlike tendencies. When I was little, no, let's try that again. When my kids were little, if I was on the phone to somebody or talking to somebody else, my children would more often than not go, Mummy, hold on a second, darling, I'm just talking. Mummy, right, what is it? And quite often they would forget exactly what they wanted to say. But the point is, they were wanting my attention. And sometimes your thoughts want your attention. So if you just go, nope, I don't want to deal with you. The mummy will just get louder and louder. There's no point, okay? Treat your thoughts that are negative or struggling or difficult like you would treat a small child who needs to be listened to, who needs to be heard. So you listen to that and you think, is it right? Is it wrong? Is it factual? Is it feeling? Because our feelings, whilst they are completely valid, they're not facts. So we can tell ourselves all sorts of types of stories. So the best things to do when you get a negative thought in front of you is to give it the time and space. What is it that you're trying to tell me? Is there something that you need me to do? And do I want to do it? So let's say, for example, your negative thought that comes in goes, I know you've booked to go for a coffee with the girls, but we don't want to go. I don't want to go. I feel really anxious about it. Okay, so you're feeling quite anxious about it. Okay. Well, you could not go. That's one of the options, is to not go. The option is to go and see how you feel, and if you feel uncomfortable, come home again. But the most important part is studying that thought, studying what it's trying to tell you. Our doubts and our feelings, they are just there to try and keep us safe. It sometimes means that we don't take a risk that actually would be really good for us. It sometimes means that we sit back and we miss out, but they are ultimately just trying to keep us safe. Not always helpfully, not always healthily, but trying to keep us safe. So you've caught the ball, you've had a look at it, it's a negative thought. What's the negative thought trying to tell me? Is there an action point I can take? So let's go back to the coffee thing. Let's say, for example, you're feeling particularly anxious about it, but you know one of the other girls sometimes gets a bit anxious. So you message her to say, just putting it out there, I'm feeling really anxious about coming for coffee. I'm going to try and come anyway. Could you meet me outside? Could you meet me in the car park? So it's about, sort of dealing with it. And sometimes the negative thoughts are about a question. So let's say, for example, let me think of something. Okay, so last week I had to go back to Slimming World after 2 weeks off. I ate my way through 2 weeks, basically. And so not only was I nervous about what the scales would say, I was a little bit nervous about people thinking, ooh, she's put some weight on again, hasn't she? And then I thought, okay, so what if I'm right? What if actually people go, oh, she's put a bit of weight on? Yeah, I have put a bit of weight on. It was amazing. It felt really, really good. But now I'm ready to be back in the driving seat. Now I'm ready to start again. Now I'm ready to continue my journey to losing a bit more weight. And having had those 2 weeks off and given myself permission to do that, it's time for me to stop. It's time for me to get back on. It's time for me to continue. So if you've got negative thoughts, what's the action point? If it's a question, answer the question. If people are going to judge me, so what? So what if people judge you? Actually, the reality is that the vast majority of people are so busy worrying about themselves that actually other people's actions, etc., doesn't matter. They're not even looking at it. They're not even concentrating on it. Sometimes I am very aware that I can make it very much about me. What's so special about me that actually everybody in the room is paying attention to me? Nothing. There is absolutely nothing special about me that makes people do that. So actually sometimes answering the question makes you go, oh, actually it doesn't really matter. It's not really that big a deal. So in terms of those thoughts, you can't stop them, but you can look at them, give them time, decide whether you need them, decide whether they're an action point. If you get to that thought and you go, you're really unhealthy and unhelpful, there's no action point, lob it away. Chuck it away to the left. Don't need it. Not important. Not needed. And if you have got something from it, take that action point, pop it to the side for you. Take that action point. The thoughts will keep coming. We can't stop the thoughts. What we can do is work together to help work through them. So I hope that that's useful. Catch those thoughts. What are they? Write them down. Talk about the alternatives. I'll do a bit more on that tomorrow, but it's also about finding the alternative story to your thoughts as well. So I hope that's helpful. Give your thoughts some time today. Give them some attention today and work out, what is it that you're trying to tell me? What is it that I do want to do, don't want to do? What is it that I just need to push myself a little bit to level up to the next part? So I hope that's helpful. I will see you again tomorrow morning, and I will then do the next part of this, which is about alternative truths. So have a great day. Have a great Monday. Think about what your intentions are for this week and go and absolutely nail it. Lots of love. Bye.